Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, at whatever time you're going to watch the replay of this session. We are right here at the free webinar organized by Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited, the number one education consulting firm that help educators to become certified education consultants in Nigeria and by extension across Africa. So thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I will hand over to the moderator, Bukola Alunge. Take it away. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bukola Alunge. I guess Dr. Tony has introduced me a bit, so we're just going to drive straight into what we have today. And I know a lot of us are educators and also curious on how to pivot into education consulting, which is why we are here. So because I don't want to bore us with a lot of conversation, please, if you are hearing me, can you please signify on the chat so I can just know that people are here? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll just brief a little bit about core skills and also about this course, and we're going to open the conversation on. Okay, so educational consulting, a lot of us have understand that, oh, we want to be an educational consultant, and by extension, education is one of the biggest organization, if I would say, and there's a lot of branches, even though we don't have a lot of income through it, but there's a lot of branches, there's a lot of things that you can be as an educator. And I know some of us are like, oh, I want to pivot into the space of being like a worker, in the sense that I don't want to just be in the four corners of the classroom. Now I want to tell people more about education. I want to consult to school. I want to have conversation with school that, oh, you can increase your income, you can increase your students, you can increase the system that you have. And that's one of the curious things a lot of us have, which is very good, because to be honest, Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited, that is one of our core essence. We consult in education, and by extension, we also go into other firms. But our first core reason was education. And why not, if not to become like us or even more than us? That was why this course was created. And Dr. Tony will also be talking to us on a lot of things concerning this, and you're also going to be gaining, because now in the world of today, digital skills is very important, and certificate is one of the things to show that you've gotten a skill, because you can't just say, oh, I'm into consulting, but you don't have anything to show for it, or I consult for school, you don't have anything to show for it. So I want someone to, or some people to just tell me in the chat box one of the things you are aiming to achieve as a consultant. Please, in the chat box, just tell one of the things you are aiming, so we can pick some of the things and discuss on it. I'm waiting. A lot of people are on the call. We have 15 people. So
Yes.
let's just talk about it, because now I've said a lot about, oh, you are pivoting, because I know a lot of us already know what's consulting. And if you don't know, we are yet to solve it. But having that idea already should have a reason for you to already say, oh, I want to join, I want to know more, I want to be in this place. This is where I want to be. Now, consulting helps you to work from home self, because you can decide to say, oh, I want to be working from home, I don't want to be going to the four corners of the classroom to teach and all. So you thinking that, oh, this is what I want, what is one thing you want to achieve, so that we can move forward?
Yeah, Bukola, we have someone that has shared in the chat already.
Okay. Oh, okay. I want to go into branding of schools. Yeah. Juliet Keshiru, Mrs. Juliet Keshiru. Oh, I want to go into branding of school. That is a very nice one. It is something that a consultant should do, and it's something that a school needs a consultant for. So I need more answers from that. What is one thing you want to achieve as an educational consultant? Okay, I want to go into school improvement. That is another point. Nigerian school, there's a lot to work on. There is a lot. I'm just going to say a short story. Okay, so Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited and Dr. Tony as the CEO, we get a lot of schools that come on board and say, oh, I want you. We all know Dr. Tony's background, and if we don't know, I'll say a little bit about it. She has been in the educational system for close to 30 years now, and she understands. She started from a classroom teacher to being to head a school, and now a consultant, and all that other compartments, if I would say that, but other fears or other income that she's working with. So now schools come to us and say, oh, this is the way my school is. I want my school to change. I'm getting some of the reply. I'll read it very soon after sharing this short story, and I hope I'm not boring you. So now school comes to us and say, I want my school to be like this. Of recent, we got a school that wants us to help them revamp, because now they are even changing names. They are going from a particular name to another name. They are trying to change a lot of things about their schools. They are trying to rebrand, as Mrs. Juliet said, and they are trying to improve what they are doing. So if there is a limit of educational consultant, everybody is in the classroom, everybody is teaching. Who are the people that want to come up and do this? And I will tell you for a fact, everybody have a unique idea. Everybody have a lot of things that you can do. You might think, oh, this industry is saturated, or a lot of people are not there. I don't know how to come on board. I've been teaching for close to 20 years. What am I to do as a consultant? This course will help you. Now, I don't want to go into the course yet, but what I'm trying to say in essence that educational consulting is something that is on the market right now, because a lot of schools are being affected by educational policy. They don't even know what to do. Now that there is tax also, there's a lot of things that is going on in the school system. We have a lot of students that don't even know why they are there. Classes are being being constructed in a way that is not even accommodating to students. So a lot of things as an educational consultant, or as an educator, you need to come on board to tell the school what to do. Now let me read Stephen. Quality. Okay, so quality assurance culture in schools. Yes, that is another thing. Almost Shalewa said, I want to help unique teachers with tech skills that helps them teach better. Okay, I would love to work in curriculum development and improvements. How to transition from full-time work to consultancy. Now, this Lucky, if I get that correct, Lucky said, I want to transition from full-time work to consultancy. That is where we come on board. Now, a lot of us, as I said earlier, are doubting that, okay, how can I become an educational consultant and also still keep working, or also be there for schools? And we tend to think, oh, how will I start? How will I do this? I will refer to what I said before. You cannot be an educational consultant without the skills. Let's put that in mind. Because if you want to talk to people now, oh, I want to consult for your school, the first thing they will ask you, just like being a teacher, you cannot go to a school and say, I want to be a teacher, and you don't have any certificate. Even the least SSC certificate, you have to have something to prove that you can teach others. You have something there to teach others. Now, if you say you want to be a consultant and you don't have a skill, you just come and say, oh, I have 20 years, I have 15 years as an educator. Nobody will listen to you. People will just be like, oh, you want to use your experience to guide us. What if you don't know the skills that we need? What if, and experience is the best teacher, but also reading, also having other people's experience is also good, because that is what can help. We can't be everywhere. You can't know the policy in UK. You can't know the policy in let's say even our neighboring country, Ghana, or what is working in other country, except you read. So that is why I will say that if you are trying to pivot into education consulting, try to take this course. Now, this course is a course that we not only guide you on how to start, it will guide you on how to position yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people have
So, Bukala,
okay.
let's start winding down now because of our time. I see you are all fired up for tonight. So you're going to be closing, and then we're going to be taking a lot of Q&A. So please, if you have questions in my process of me facilitating, please do well to drop them in the chat. Please, if you are coming into the call and your mic is not muted, kindly mute. I think Esther's mic is on. Whoever Esther is, kindly mute the mic so that we can have decorum in the room. Yeah, it's very, very important for us. Esther, can you please mute your mic if you can hear me? I can hear children's voice at the background. Okay, thank you so much. So yes, good evening, everybody, once again from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. And I want to say a very big thank you for choosing to invest in your evening and spending time with us at Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited. So oftentimes, I don't always want to assume that everybody knows me, but I'm a competent, seasoned global education consultant, and I have been able to work with people along their leadership journey as a coach and mentor, over 1,000 of them, and I've helped 80. Esther, your mic is on. Please mute your mic. So permit me, let me just mute Esther's mic so that we can have some form of peace in the room. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Okay.
I can't hear.
Good. Esther, please, can you mute this mic? I don't know. I'm trying to mute her. Have I been able to do that successfully? Okay, good. Okay, good. So let's get back to the session. So yeah, like I've mentioned earlier, I've actually helped over 1,000 people come to the place of their understanding of their personal identity. Joshua, thank you. I've not even said so much. I'm Solu from Layo on the call. Those are one of the people, and I've helped over 80 educators to transition from being an educator to becoming an education consultant. I am a mentor with MasterCard Foundation, Teach for Nigeria, Toli Elumelu Foundation, Landmark Foundation, and recently Bridge for Billions. I am also the founder and executive consultant of Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited, and I have my doctorate in educational planning and management in the US. Aside from that, Moses, thanks for coming in. Can you please mute your mic? Moses, please mute your mic. Thank you. And then, of course, I have my certificate in public leadership and policy. I'm also a fellow at Chartered Institute of Mentoring and Coaching Nigeria, International Management Consultant, and the Pan-African Consultants Association here in Africa. I'm a partnership lead with John C. Maxwell's Foundation, and I've also 33 books as at the time of this conversation. I'm also a recipient of several awards, wife and mother of 2 young astonishing kids. I have heard 4 brand ambassadorship opportunities to my name, 2 of which I'm going to be having in the month of May, 2 new brand ambassadorship, which I'm going to be having in the month of May. Now, why am I sharing all of this? I'm sharing all of this to let you know what can happen for you. Oh, okay. Some people said they can hardly hear me. How true is that? Okay, let me try to Bukola, am I audible? If I'm not, I may need to.
I can hear you, ma.
Okay, all right. Okay, great. So, but whatever the case may be, I have tried to increase it. I'm sure I'm more audible now. Ganiat, please give me the feedback. Okay? Give me the feedback. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Just type in the comments. Just type in the comments if you can hear me loud and clear. Oh, great. Thank you so much. All right. So, transitioning into education consulting, let's just get into it. We've had a lot of interactions before now and even in the past 10, 15 minutes. And I'm going to dive straight into why become an education consultant. Now, becoming an education consultant allows you to leverage your expertise in education to impact a broader range of schools, educators, and students. As an education consultant, you can actually experience the following. Number one, impact education at scale. That means you can influence systemic change. Educational consultants work with schools, districts, universities, or even government agencies to improve policies, curriculum design, teaching methodologies. This allows them to have a broad impact on education, affecting hundreds and thousands of students per time. What this does for you is that oftentimes we are called upon to introduce new technologies, new pedagogy, andragogy, or learning strategies, helping to moderate educational practices. What is andragogy? Andragogy is simply the science and the art of adult learning. What is pedagogy? The science and the art of how children learn. So this is me at Kigali Airport. That was sometimes last year, going on an assignment. You're going to be seeing a lot of my pictures of what I've been able to do. Secondly, you are able to get into diverse opportunities and flexibility where you have variety of clients and projects to work around with. I particularly love to work with the K to 12, which is from the nursery to primary to secondary education. That is my core focus. Whilst I then have a lot of other people that I collaborate with to work across tertiary education, vocational education projects. But primarily, my core is into school transformation, and being an education consultant since 2012 has helped me to be able to tackle unique challenges in various settings. Now, this was on my way, I think, to Edo State when I was reached out to by Edo State government to help equip their script writers, that's the people that write lesson notes and all of that. That was before Obaseki got into government, just the previous government. In fact, it was just towards the tail end of the last governor before Obaseki stepped in. But long story short, I mean, on this project, I worked as a freelancer and I was able to set and offer flexible time for my schedule and choose projects of interest and balance my personal and professional life. Another reason why you should look forward to being an education consultant is that it keeps you on your toes. By the way, I'm just coming in from a class. I've been in a class since morning as a student where I'm honing my skills to be able to speak on international platforms. I just got in from a master class with Joyce Daniels and associates. And this is because professional development is non-negotiable. By the time I put together all my certificates, they were running to about 130, and I just got another one this very afternoon. So fear not, that's the world you sign up for, especially if you want to get into education consulting, where you need to expand. Thank you for the thumbs up, Amaka. Where you need to expand your specialist. Thank you, everybody. I'm collecting the likes, the hearts, and all of that. So it's a continuum. So you are able to deepen your knowledge in specific domains and establish yourself as expert. So success, real success is intentional. It's not accidental in any way. Then you're able to solve complex challenges. If you're like me, I have the understanding that the more difficult problems I'm able to solve, the more poverty is going to be far away from me. So I don't settle for easy stuff. And that's something I want to encourage you. So type in the comments if you can hear me. Don't settle for easy problem. Type, don't settle for easy problem. Don't settle for easy problem. I want to see, the charts there, because the more complex problem you're able to solve, the more poverty will be far away from you. I mean, people that are really, really wealthy, that are genuinely wealthy, yes, don't settle for easy problems. Don't settle for easy problems. And my team, they know me. They're on this call. They know me. I mean, one of them always told me that, I mean, our community manager, I say, Dr. So anytime you give me an assignment, she's here. He says, anytime you give me an assignment, it always makes me to think. I'm sure she'll be laughing right now. I mean, and I'm like, yes, because it's very, very important. Well done, everybody. I can see you, Omoshalewa. I see you, Kemi. I see you, Mayowa. I see you, Olusegun. I see you, Aderonke. I see you, Joshua. I see you, Lucy. Great to have you on the call. I see you, Amaka. Aderonke too is laughing. You are much, you know. And that's just the way it should be. Because, yes, don't settle for easy problem. Don't say, when things are hard, that's not the time you should run away. Because that's one thing you must prepare your mind for if you want to transition into education consulting. You even encounter some problems that you're like, I mean, don't let me bore you. Then entrepreneurial opportunities. You are able to build your own business because as an education consultant, you provide a high level of autonomy and the potential for significant financial rewards. Take note of the word significant. Now, I've gotten to a place where brands come to meet me. I then begin to choose. No, I want to work for this brand. No, I don't want to work for this brand. Why? Because over time, I've been consistent in this work. And then now, as you can see, I'm selecting the clients I want to work with, and then I'm setting my own fees. If you can't abide by my terms, sorry, as in, there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the reason why the education consulting industry provides you with an avenue for growth where you will be an highly demanded personnel in the sector. Now, look at this picture. I'm sure you can see the picture on the screen. Which company do you think I was training here? Can you type in the comments if you have an idea? Which company do you think I'm training here? I want to see three responses. Which company do you think I'm training here? Can you guess? You may want to pinch your screen. You may want to pinch your screen so that you can know. I want 3 responses. So when I'm facilitating, I did this talk over people's heads. I usually, water company, fantastic. NBC, Coca-Cola, let's keep it coming. Nana, yeah, beautiful. You are seeing it. Nigerian bottling company, so Amaka, and yes, NBC. So can you imagine that as an educator, I was being called into the room to facilitate? These are all the heads of sales of the whole Nigerian bottling company in Lagos State. Yes, that is how much you can become if you can position yourself rightly as an education consultant. One thing I do let teachers know, and I do say, is that they did not tie your placenta just into the 4 walls of just the classroom. Your teaching skills can be used in any rooms, in any room, boardroom, classroom, conference room, seminar room, webinar room. Which other room? Oh yeah, let's type, everybody. Oh yeah, which other room do you think your teaching skills can be useful? I want to start seeing them in the chat. Let's start typing. Let's start typing. Which other room? Which other room? Which other room? Which other room? Leadership room. Well done. Let's keep it coming. Fantastic. Let's keep it coming. Which other room do you think your leadership potential can be explored? Yeah, in church room, conference room. Amazing, Juliet. Amazing, Moses. Mentorship room. Oh, I'm loving you guys. Ogundele, tech rooms, marketing rooms. Yay! This one, enter. Okay, Olusegun. Yes, yes, yes. So if there's anything I want you to take away from this session, is that don't let anybody deceive you and say, we don't even know what she's doing again. Are they paying your bills? Is it not the same teaching skills? Political rooms. Oh, Joshua, Oh, Ms. Olufumla, you just hit the nail on it. And that is where I'm taking my teaching skills to. Yes. Oluwafumilola, you are in the spirit. Omolewa says, nation building rooms. Absolutely. 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 And that's what I want us to say. Parenting rooms. Fantastic. So you see, how come all of these things are coming out from us? And how many of us have really, really thought about it? That these teaching skills are needed in other rooms. Now, I'm not advocating that all of us should run out of classroom. I'm saying that you can be more, you can do more, even as an education consultant. Look at me here. You can influence educational policy. The woman standing with me here is the former Minister of Education of Nigeria, Dr. Obi Ekwesili. How did I get to have a close-up shot with her? Because I went to the School of Politics, Policy, and Governance. Now, don't ask me what I went to do there. Type in the comments, there is an agenda. There is an agenda. Type in the chat. There is an agenda. Someone is raising up his or her hands. Just drop your question in the chat. There is an agenda. Type in the chat. There is an agenda. Yeah, there is an. I want to see 5. There is an agenda. Yes. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. You can't see my screen. No, my screen is still on. You need to log out and log back in, Kemi. Thank you, Omolewa. Thank you, Luwatoyin. Thank you, Olusegun. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Amaka. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Kemi. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Ungweke. So why? Because at this point in my life, I'm just tired of, working in my little corner. Thank you, Barry. And just thinking that, oh, things will happen. Thank you, Stephen. Now, recently, we all are aware the minister will just wake up, say one thing or the other. The following day, they will change on it. Remember, no need for maths for art students. There is need for maths for art students. How many of us, please give me a thumbs up if you're aware of all this back and forth confusion. Today, they would say, what was it again? New curriculum. Teachers will just go only on Facebook and start saying, oh, they are not involving us. How will they involve you when you have not strategically positioned yourself? Have you been seen enough? Have you done the root work? Have you done the work in which, when they're thinking of, okay, we need major stakeholders, will your name jump into their minds? So as an education consultant, you are on the journey of preparing yourself to be able to influence educational policy. Now, there's high demand for your expertise. This was me on my way to Ivory Coast. Yeah, there's a school that I've been on retainership with in Ivory Coast in the last 3-4 years. And the school actually had to make an all-expense paid trip for me to visit the school physically. Why? There's been a massive transformation within the school. When I started working with the school, in fact, the first year I started working, their WAEC results, was was something else. And the woman was like, oh my world. Last year, they just got their permanent site. So, I mean, you can imagine all the way from Ivory Coast, they came to look for me here in Nigeria. Why? It's because I'm seen, I'm known, I'm liked, and I'm trusted. So I don't know what people are using your social media to do. Like, I don't understand. But beyond the social media thing, you must also, know your onions, such a way that consulting can create a stable and potentially lucrative career where you can offer, different specialty that you currently undergo in education. You can contribute to educational equity. The SDG, how are you carrying it on your head? By the way, which SDG is education? Can we type in the comments? Which of the SDGs does education represent? Let's even see if we are current. That's the Sustainable Development Goals. I hope this is not your first time of hearing about the Sustainable Development Goals, so please. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Which of the SDGs? Is it SDG 4? Are we sure? I want to confuse some people in the room today. Don't go to ChatGPT. Amazing, fantastic. And guess what? A friend of mine just became the director of monitoring and evaluation and learning for women SDG advocates in Nigeria. So why am I saying this? Definitely, she's already saying, oh, Dr. Toyin, we need to work together and all of that. The only way you can, don't let me say the only way, one of the best ways you can prepare yourself for international platforms is to align yourself with the Sustainable Development Goals. And I tell you, if you now are able to, show them that you are a certified consultant, it just gives you that leverage in the midst of any other person that is doing the work of SDG 4. And that is why being a certified education consultant is non-negotiable. So finally, it will also provide you with a rewarding and fulfilling work. Look at me here. See the way I'm smiling. Your ability to make a difference geometrically, knowing that your work positively impacts future, impacts students, can be incredibly rewarding. The personal fulfillment in helping schools and educators overcome challenges and achieving their goals leads to that is like the peak of job satisfaction. And potentially, the truth is that you can earn more by offering specialized services to various educational organizations. Now, that brings us to the main meat of tonight's conversation. This is just half of the way. We promised 4 things. I've only mentioned 1. So yeah, better stay till the end of this call, because there are still so many things that I still have to share with you. We're still going to talk about the 10 ends of how you can transition into education consulting. You see those 10 ends, you cannot afford to miss it. We are still going to talk about so many other things. So 1 out of 4 is what we have covered. So don't say, she has started marketing. Yes, I will sell, because a lot of us saw sponsored adverts. Why? We had to pay to run those sponsored adverts, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, so that you can come into this room. So you had better wait and listen. So we have the Certified Education Consultancy Program coming up 1st of May to 30th of June. And on this call, we have alumni, 2 major alumni, 1 international student and 1 student all the way from Akwa Ibom State, Uyo, where they're going to be sharing what it is. So look at what the 9 modules looks like. We're going to be talking about understanding the education sector. Module 2 talks about transitioning from an educator into education consulting. Module 3 talks about education consulting skills. My PA was talking about why you need to have the requisite skills in education consulting. It's a different skills from the skills of being just a teacher. Now, conducting educational needs assessment, educational consulting processes. Then we have education consulting models, frameworks, and tools. You see, that is actually what will help you to be able to carry out your education consulting assignments. Module 6, I hear a lot of us talk about curriculum and all of that. We have a whole module on curriculum design and development for education consultants. In module 7, we'll be looking at education consulting implementation strategies. And in module 8, we'll be looking at monitoring and evaluation for education consulting assignments. If you carry out an education consulting assignment and you don't write a standardized result, one of my friends says, you're not a consultant, you're a consult. And that got me cracking. And then we'll be looking at comprehensive education consulting reports. Now, the truth about this that we're talking about this evening is the fact that because you have trained some teachers once does not automatically make you an education consultant. There is so much. Teaching, mentoring, training, coaching are tools. They are just tools. They are not the education consulting itself, because education consulting is a process and it requires you being able to have a good understanding about it. So the cost is 200,000. You can pay in 2 installments. Now, the beautiful thing is that we have somebody on this call already that has made a payment this evening. Amaka is here. And guess what? She's going to be enjoying 10,000 naira off because she has already made her payment. So yes, she has given us thumbs up. So at least you know I'm not lying. And she has given us the heart. So she's getting 10,000 naira. If you want to join her within the next 24 hours to pay at least your first installment payment, you can actually enjoy the discount of 190. Do you know you can tie down your slot with just 50,000 naira? And before the end of April, you pay another 50,000 naira, and then you can then balance up your 90,000 in the course of the course. Now, if you say, Dr. Toyin, 200,000, I can't really afford it. Now, the 200,000 comprises of both the course, coaching and mentoring, life coaching and mentoring. If you now say, Dr. Toyin, I can't afford that, can I do the course alone? The course only is 100,000 naira, and there's no discount for that. And once you are done with the course, both of us will say bye-bye to ourselves. That's amazing. Now, if you say, I'm not ready for the course yet, you can pick up the hard copy of the book, which was forwarded by the former Commissioner for Education in Lagos State, the person of Mrs. Folashade Adefisaya, who happened to be my direct mentor. When she was the commissioner, I was on think tank. We worked in transforming education in Lagos State together for the 4 years that she was working. So imagine learning from me, aside from the fact that I've been able to consult in over 5 countries across Africa. So the hard copy of the book is 15,000 naira. Bukola, I'm sure you're on the call. So you can pick up the book at our office at Maryland, or you can, what's it called now? You can pick up at our office in Maryland, or you can decide to say, you know what, I would send a dispatch rider to do that. Now, if you now say, okay, Dr. Toyin, I can't afford the hard copy. The beautiful thing is that the soft copy is also available. The soft copy is 10,000 naira. But guess what? This month we had our Easter bundle sales. So if you want to get the hard copy between now and tomorrow evening, you can pay 5,000 naira. I have dropped the account details in the group, yeah, where you got the link to this webinar. Please, Aderonke, help me drop it on the CTAL tribe, because I'm aware that members of CTAL tribe are on this call and every other group where the link was shared. Please forward. Aderonke, you're on the call, you're a team member. Blessing, you're on the call, you're a team member. So share this account details so that people can take advantage of this. If you don't get the ebook by within now and 7 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to go back to 10,000 naira for the electronic copy. So right now, I'm going to stop sharing before we move into the next part, which is ideal time to transition and how to go about it. So some of us are educators on this call. Some of us are school owners. Some of us are school leaders. I am not asking you to jump out. So don't say, Dr. Toyin's session was so sweet. Don't jump out. So we're going to be taking the ideal time to transition and how to go about. But before we do that, I'll call on Lucy. Lucy, I will stop sharing. Because Lucy would like to share our experience. By the way, Lucy has done level 1 and level 2 of the program. So I'm going to stop sharing because Yoruba will say, Ojulorowa. That means that the talk is in the eyes. Over to you, Lucy. Lucy is a Ghanaian, but she heads a school in Kenya. So Lucy, over to you, sis.
The opposite, a Kenyan in Ghana.
I mixed it up. The Kenya in Ghana. Apologies about that. You know, we've been together for a long time. That my brain is saying something else. My mouth is saying something else. Over to you, Lucy.
I know. Thank you so much, Coach, and thank you, everybody. I'm talking to everyone, especially Amaka, who has just paid, and anybody else who is still deciding whether they want to pay or not. I'm really encouraging you to pay. I started my journey with Core Skills Transformational Academy last year, and I met Coach on social media. And I just dropped her a line and said I was interested in getting to know more about the courses that were being offered. And immediately she reached out, and from then, my life has never been the same again, because she's been walking with me all through. I've been able to do level 1 and level 2, and I can tell you there's a lot of information that you get. And the beauty of it is you study at your own pace. You study at your own pace, the assignments that you do, but you can learn and really go deep into the knowledge so that at the end of the day, you have all that information with you. And the fact that you keep the notes means you can keep referring to the notes. So as I've said, she's always been by my side. I know she's very busy, you can see from her presentation, but she's always available. Every time I drop her a message, she's always there to respond very quickly. Now, she's supported me in organizing 2 webinars. One, she was my first one, she was my main guest. And then I've had one other webinar and she's supporting me. I'm going to do more of that. Right now, I'm transitioning from full-time teaching to, I'm retiring. So I'm transitioning to consultancy. And again, she's given me all her time. She's always available. We've had 2 lengthy chats over the phone. She's referred me to somebody who's working on my website right now. I mean, we've started talking about how I should set up my website. Somebody also got in touch with me today on social media presence. So you can imagine all these things, I would not be able to do them by myself. But she's there with her team, just ready to support, and they're all willing to just see me succeed. So that's one thing that you'll know. You'll be sure of when you join Core Skills Transformational Academy. And very soon, I'll be sharing my website and everything else that goes with it. So the other things that she supported me to do, we've talked about starting the consultancy, how to position myself, branding, the pricing. She supported me in writing, my full document on exactly what I want to go into. And I can tell you it was a lengthy document, but the minute I sent it to her, she was busy, but when she promised she was going to be able to finish reading it, it was done, and we quickly had a phone call. We've gone through it. She's told me what to work on. So it's you who's going to limit yourself. The energy that you're seeing, she has the energy every time. And if you don't pace up with her, you're the one who's going to leave yourself behind. But she's there to hold your hand. That's the great thing that I can tell you. And on the side, she also encouraged me to join John Maxwell's round table. So that's Beyond Success. And I did that course for 7 weeks. So I also have a certificate there. And I was also telling her that some of the things, I'm right now doing my PhD in Christian marriage counseling, that is family and child therapy. And we have business courses, which I was telling her a lot of the things that I learned on the course here is also helping me on the other side. It's like I already have a foundation in business, and it's supporting me in the business modules when it comes to the courses that I'm handling. So I really want to encourage you, please, please, please don't hesitate. Start as early. Don't wait until it's time for you to retire like me. You can start earlier, and I'm sure you will get all the necessary support. If you can be able to pay the full amount for the course and the coaching, that is better, because I'm telling you, coach is there to support you throughout. And I'm a testament to that. Thank you so much.
Awesome work, Lucy. Well done. I mean, I'm super proud of Lucy. I remember when Lucy started the course, she was a bit skeptical, scared of some things, and I could not just help but to laugh. And I'm like, what's scaring you? And today she is so, how will I put it now? She's so confident about the work that she's doing. And guess what? She's transitioning into full-time consulting come the end of this term, the next academic session. So if an international student could share a story with us, I mean, I believe that there's a whole lot. If somebody, that is not a Nigerian can leverage on a Nigerian expertise, then I don't know what we that are here we are doing. Anyway, I can see. So if you are sending me a private chat, please just keep, yeah, I can see some people sending me a chat. Please just keep sending it in. The evidence of the ebook payment, you can share with me, you can share with any other person. The evidence of payment for the course, you can share with me, you can share with any of the admins on the group. You're good to go. I think that's somebody's message that I just needed to attend to quickly. All right. And by the way, the truth is that already we have about 3 people that have secured their slots. We usually have just 10 people per cohort. So you don't want to take too much chances. You want to begin your journey, because talking about the ideal time to transition and how to go about it, one of the best ways in which you can start with your transitioning journey is to begin to know the ropes of education consulting. You don't prepare when you get there. You prepare before you get to where you are going. So type in the comments, I will prepare before I get there. Okay, where's our office in Maryland? Maryland bus stop. Once you get to Maryland bus stop, just call us. Just call any of the numbers. You will definitely get a response to where our office is. Just let us know a day too, because sometimes we may not be in the office. All of us may have gone to the field, because we don't just sit down in the office like somebody. We are always on the move. Yeah, thank you, Amaka Pascal. That's what I always love about her. Always available. Absolutely. I will prepare before I get there. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you need to start preparing before you get there. So if it's the book that you would buy, if it's the course, if it's a hard copy, if it's the, like she has advised, even if you buy the book, you know, you can never compare the impact. So you may start from the ebook, you may start from the hard copy book, but you can never compare the impact with the course and the coaching hand in hand. 80 people have been taken through this course and also been coached. So what's the ideal time for you to transition into education consulting, and how should you go about it? Number one is when you have gone through your mid-career, after you have gained some significant level of experience, it is important you begin to consider transitioning if you feel that is your career path. Because for some other people, consulting may not be their career path, and that's okay. Yeah. So, but you need to be able to have convinced yourself, okay, I think this thing stopped sharing. Let me share again. That's why it's good to use 2 devices. I don't know, okay, I'm still coming to you. Let me just take the second portion, and then we would have you take over the floor. So please still stay with us. Thank you. Okay, yes, my screen is back. So as I was saying, the first thing is when you have reached your mid-career, that after you have gained significant experience, you have had accumulated valuable expertise in different leadership roles, different aspects of education. Now, I'm not saying 1 year experience in 10 years. No, you've had ample experience year in, year out, because some people will just keep doing what they have been doing, the same thing for 10 years, and they said they have 10 years experience. No, that is 1 year experience in 10 years. So what I'm saying is that you've been able to put yourself to learn what is really required of you. Secondly, when you're seeking greater flexibility between your work and your life, you know, because education consulting can actually allow you to start with freelance consulting. I love what Lucy also mentioned, because Lucy is in the point where she's transitioning right now. So, okay, thank you, Aliyu. We've got the payment evidence. We'll sort you out once this call is done. Yeah. So, apologies. I'll pick that call later. I don't know if that's one of us. Please, class is still on, so I'll get back to you as soon as we're done. So, talking about ideal time to also transition. So, you know, Madam Lucy is transitioning, and you can hear what she's talking about. In fact, she has expertise in international accreditation. She is already doing something in her PhD. She's also working along the path of, you know, counseling for parents. So she could mentor, she could do so many things. So the way she is, she cannot be stranded. She cannot be stranded. I would not even allow it. because the entire team, by the way, we are a team of 11 people at Cospace Transformational Academy Limited. The entire team is working with her to ensure that she transitions fully. Do you know what it means to have about 11 people working with you? Please don't let us go there. So ideal time to also transition is after completing, thank you, after completing advanced education or certification, and also after getting certified. Don't jump out now. Don't say because you have bought the book, you're now a consultant. If you know that you don't know the ropes, if all the things that I shared in that outline, you don't have an idea of most of it, please don't call yourself an education consultant. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Because when people now reach out to you and you can't deliver, don't say it's Dr. Toyin that taught you, because I do not know you. The people that I know, I will soon know you do. Because for everyone that has gone through this course, I have never had anybody come to complain of them, because we also get some projects that we are being called to execute, and I can't do it alone. Guess where I share it? If you're on CTAL tribe, that you people are receiving crumbs. Let me tell you the truth. There are some opportunities I will never share on CTAL tribe. Why? Because it's a free platform. There's another WhatsApp group that we have over 80 people that have gone through this course. That's where I share the real opportunities that transitions into income impact in the shortest time possible. Where you're also passionate about education reforms. So not just education, policy reforms, system-wide changes, innovative programs that can bring about ample transformation in the education sector. Did you know that as an education consultant, you can work with non-governmental organizations? Did you know you can work with corporate organizations? Did you know you can work with advocacy groups? These are things that you will never understand until you come to know the nitty-gritty of what education consulting is about. Another ideal time is after you have reached a leadership plateau, which I can sense on hunger in one of us that came in early. That was Juliet, where we were having a conversation. And definitely, she's actually ready to take the bull. The bull by the horn. So it's very, very important. In response to market demand, my PA was sharing with us at the beginning, for those of us that came in very early, where she was talking about the fact that a lot of schools are not being run the right way. So there is a demand. Only me cannot do all the education consulting work. And if you really want to do education consulting assignments, it is not easy. It's a lot of work, a lot of deep work. Some assignments can take us years, some take us months. There's no education consulting assignment. The minimum, the least period that you ever work on a consulting assignment is a term, which is 3 months. If you can hear what I just said, type 3 months in the chat. 3 months. 3 months. Any consulting assignment that you carry out that doesn't take you up to 3 months, you are not yet an education consultant. Please, you are either a trainer, you just train and you left. It must take you a minimum of 3 months, because you have to carry out your diagnosis. An education consultant is like a doctor, because most of the time, a lot of school owners don't even know what the problem really is. They just come to you. So that's why you need to carry out your research to diagnose what exactly is the problem. Yes, it has to take you at least 3 months. Lucy, Amaka, Joshua, Olusegun, Ebere. Yes, very, very true, Akiola. If you don't work at least 3 months, you have not done a thorough work as an education consultant. And you can now imagine how you'll be able to be bold enough to confront, to demand for what is rightfully yours regarding remuneration. When financial stability is achieved, or when you are looking forward towards retirement, so you also want to, get into that. And of course, when you have a deep knowledge in some areas of expertise and specialization, very, very critical. And then, of course, I'm not going to take us too deep into what you need to know. So I'll go to the final part, which is the 10 ends, you need before you consider getting started, because these 10 ends will help you to say, hey, I'm not just going to jump out. And they are all with the acronym of letter N. So before we do that, I'm going to stop sharing again, and I'll call on Aderon here from Akwa Ibom State. By the way, I've not met Lucy before physically, I've not met Aderonke before physically, and these are students that I've been working with for quite some years now. And that's the beauty of technology and the virtual world. So over to you, Aderonke. Please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Good
Yes,
evening.
we
Good
can
evening,
hear
ma.
you loud and clear.
Good
Yeah.
Good
evening.
evening. It's good to have all of us on the call this evening. And I would like to first of all say thank you to Dr. Toyin for all our efforts in the education sector. My name is Adirunke Adeola Alopa, and I'm an education consultant certified by Core Skills Transformational Academy Limited. I'm an educator. I've worked with Dublin Polytechnic before coming to Uyo. When I met Dr. Toyin, I met her on Concerned Parents and Educators Network on Facebook. And at that time, she was just like a free webinar like this. And I joined the webinar, and since that time till now, that should be close going to like 6 years. I've not seen her physically before. But even during that free webinar, she gave us some podcasts that really transformed my thoughts about education consulting. At that time, I couldn't register for the course, but I bought the ebook, and the ebook helped me. The consultancy blueprint really helped me. And I started a bit with the consultancies, but I used the listing tool. And I was like, it's just amazing. And last year, let me say, since I've been following her, and last year I was able to register fully for the full consultancy program, both for the course and for the life coaching. And I can tell us, I'm not doing market. I always tell people that I'm not doing marketing for Dr. Tonyo, because Dr. Tony is a value, or let me put it as core skills. She's the face of core skills. Core skills is a value that keeps giving, is a limited that keeps giving value at every point in time. And since last year that I've joined the alumni team, I've benefited in ways that in ways that is even more than the amount I paid for the consultancy course. And it's been from one level. Currently, it's because of our time. I don't want to start calling out my profile. I'm the training and development lead for Equip Nigeria in Akwa Ibom State. And Dr. Tony was also my boss. And in leadership, in coaching, in self-discipline, it's amazing. Like this year, and Dr. Tony's as my coach, she has taken me into rooms that I couldn't even say it's my like the
Yes,
beginning of
yes,
this year.
yes, yes. Tell them, tell them. I could not go to Akwa Ibom. She had to go to Akwa
Yes,
Ibom.
yes, she has not been in Akwa
And she
Ibom. I've not
collected
met her,
money
but
on our behalf.
and this year someone just reached out to her in the team. I didn't know. He said, Adirunke, you represent us. That's okay, no problem. I went there, and it has been from one level of community of growth, of using the consultancy tools from work. In fact, currently, that particular school that I went to do facilitation, I'm working on their MIS department now. It's a new department, and well,
Please decode
so
MIS. So decode MIS. Some of us on this call don't understand what
okay,
MIS is.
management information system for this.
Oh,
Sorry.
thank you.
So, and it's amazing. I'm also the community manager for Core Skills Transformation Academy Limited now.
So those
And
of you that are on CTAL tribe, see your community manager here. This is our face.
so please, would I say, let me advise you. You are still the one that will make the, but truly, I always tell her that her value keeps giving both visible and invisible value. That's so it's amazing. And even just this year, as I was still like, Dr. Tony still gave me scholarship to another program again. I said, it's not even only that. I have like 6 certifications from Global Skills Development Company that is in Switzerland. And it was through the link she shared for us from her link. And you need to see those trainings because my own core area is curriculum development. And that's the first thing Dr. Tony will tell you, that you should choose a niche. So, and it helps, she will help us, the courses will help us to determine our niche. And even the portfolio project I did while on the consultancy training is what I'm doing today. For instance, if any school calls me now, I just pick that
Not tell
portfolio.
them that I was PhD.
Thank God for. So I just pick that portfolio, as in customize it to what currently, or maybe the area, probably with an NGO, with, and it's so I'll just advise us, the tools there is going to really help us build our confidence. And the way Dr. Tony will give you, there are some books she will give you. She will not read it for you, she will just send you the resource. And by the time you read, it gives you a hint to another project entirely. By the time you finish packaging the project as a course, or probably for facilitation, you are getting other opportunities from that point. Of recent, there is I said John Maxwell, Mr. Maxwell Ado's group that he joined me. I've learned 2 AI tools, one that I can use and do rhymes, music, and websites. In fact, it's so it's a value-packed program, especially if you pay for the full one and you have access to Dr. Tony always. It's a full total package of competence, capacity, character, and it doesn't stop there with the cash. So it flows all round. It flows all round. And let me just round it up, that core skill is a full package, is a full education consultant certification package. So God bless Dr. Tony, and I
Amazing,
pray we'll all
amazing.
make the right decision. The community alone
I know.
is
We don't.
vast.
How much is the package? Okay, someone is just joining in. Okay, so I'm going to take that again for you, Pisaya
So
Shola,
Dr. Tony,
before.
thank you, and everyone
You're
have a
welcome,
nice
Aderoke.
evening.
Yes, Aderoke, please, somebody saying that he can't join, please check the Education Consultants Hub WhatsApp group and help respond to that person. So,
Okay.
Fisayo, I'm going to quickly run that through. Probably you came in a bit late. Yes, and I can see from the chat, Mr. Oke Olusegun is saying we are waiting for the 10 M's in consulting. Yes, wait, so.
My name is Feishola, not Fisayo.
Oh, apologies. Feyisola. Okay, I'm seeing it better now. Feyisola Akinola. All right. Nice to have you on the call, and thanks for muting and for correcting me. I'm very, very open to correction, and I really appreciate that. Apologies. Where are you joining in from, Feyisola?
I'm joining from Aripo.
Whoa, in Ogun State. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, so you may want to mute back so that I'll take you through what the package is like. So, yes, we're still going to take the 10 ends, but I need to attend to Feishola because the question she asked, we had gone over it before. So, yeah. So this is it. Let me make the screen. Not sure if, okay, I'm sure you can see my screen now. I can see that it's showing. So, yes. Back to your question. So we have like a 4 package experience, depending on which one you want to go for. For the last 2 speakers have spoken extensively about the course and the coaching and mentoring together. So we have the course and the coaching and mentoring is 200,000 naira, where you're going to be taking through this 9 modules, understanding the education sector. A lot of us are in the sector, but we don't really understand what the sector is really about. Transitioning from an educator to an education consultant, that's module 2. Module 3 is education consultant skills. Module 4 talks about conducting educational needs assessment and then education consulting processes. A lot of us don't know that we need to conduct educational needs assessments. A school walks up to you and say, this is what I think the problem is. But as an education consultant, you don't just take it and run with it. You need to carry out a research to be sure this is the real needs. We've gotten some education consulting assignments that the school told us this is the problem. By the time we carry out our diagnosis using empirical, qualitative, and quantitative research, we're able to discover that what the school owner was saying the problem was not actually the problem. So you need to learn this to be able to work and carry out your educational consulting assignments excellently. Then we have the education consulting models, framework, and tools. So it's just like a carpenter or a farmer going to the farm and he doesn't have hammer or tractor to work. So if you're an education consultant, in the real sense of it, you must understand the models, you must understand the frameworks, and you must be able to get the tools, the requisite tools to be able to effectively carry out education consulting assignments. Then you have the curriculum design and development for education consultants. We have the education consulting implementation strategies. So did you know that as an education consultant, you don't have to carry out the entire circle of consulting assignments? Did you know that you can stop at diagnosis and you can earn your money? Did you know you can stop at the place of just diagnosis and implementation and you earn your money? Do you know you can actually just get in the middle of an education consulting project and monitor and evaluate what maybe another education consultant has done and earn your money? Did you know that you can help to put a report together in an education consulting assignment and earn your money? You can't know all of these things if you have not gone through the real experience within the course. And then, of course, the final module is on how to write a comprehensive education consulting report. So you can never say you have finished an education consulting assignment without writing your comprehensive report. So all of these things you will be taught. And the beautiful thing is that we have live classes where you're going to be asking questions. The beautiful thing is that these courses are asynchronous, which means we have a learning management system that you can always log into to watch at your convenience. So it is not a course that every week. We only meet twice in the entire 2 months, and these 2 times is for us to ask live questions, to meet ourselves, to collaborate, and to leverage on one another's expertise. Then we have the aspect of the course alone. So if you want to do the course alone and you don't want me to mentor and coach you, it's also fine. You do the course, get the learnings, and then we would see when we see. Yeah. Then there's the package of the hard copy of the book, which is 15,000 naira. Which you can pay for. We've already dropped the account details on the group, the 2 groups, whichever one you are in, where you can actually purchase the ebook, pick it up at our Maryland office, or you can send a dispatch rider to pick it up for you if you're in Lagos, Abuja, and Edo states. Yes, we have our books in those 3 states. And then we have the e-copy, which is 10,000 naira, but we are currently running the Easter sales bundle, which you can get it for 5,000 naira between tonight and tomorrow by 7 p.m. Offer lasts 7 p.m. Now, back to the full course. If you are paying your deposit fee of either 100,000 or 50,000 naira tonight, you get this course for 190,000 naira. So, but you just can pay the part payment even if you don't have the full payment. Somebody has already locked down a discount. Amaka, she paid this afternoon. All right. And we've also had 2 other people that have paid for this new cohort, and we can only take 10 cohorts for the coaching and mentoring because there's a whole lot. People will keep calling and all of that. So, Feishola, do you understand now? Please give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji if you now understand what the packages are all about. Then we move to the 10 N's of, so if you are ready, type 10N, 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 10N. Okay, I can see that. Amazing. 10N, 10N, 10N. If you are ready, if I don't see up to 510N, we close for the day. Can you select different modules if you can't afford all? Yeah, well, maybe you may have to go for the, because it's all tied together. It's a good question. You may have to go for the one that is not for coaching and mentoring. You can go for the 100,000 naira offer, and you can pay in 2 installments. Yeah, fantastic. So we are ready for the 10N session. Okay, so amazing. We have niche, which is the first thing. Try to make sure you define your specific area of expertise. We have network, ensuring that you build on your professional network to grow your consulting business, because it opens doors for opportunities, collaborations, and referrals. I've taken the first 2 already. We have need. You need to identify present need in the education sector. We have nurture. You need to cultivate long-term relationships with anybody. So we also have this thing that you whenever you do anything with Koskins, we don't let you go. We don't throw you away. There's always an alumni community. Okay, Mrs. Busari Grace, please pay the account details that have been dropped on the group where you got the link. Pay and then send your email address and evidence of payment. We will get your ebook across to you. We have the nudge. Encourage incremental improvement. Use stable encouragement to help schools and educators gradually adopt new ideas. We have novelty, where you need to stay updated with innovative practices and trends in the education sector. Yeah. Navigability, where you'll be able to help clients navigate complexities of educational systems, from policy changes to curriculum reforms. We have narrative, being able to create a strong narrative for your consulting approach. And this is part of where your visibility, your branding must be top notch. Then we have nuance, where you tailor your approach to a unique context for each school or institutions. No schools are the same. So you must be able to create something that is tailor-made. And then numbers. Data must be your friend so that you can derive decisions and measurable success, whether it's student performance data or whether it's assessment or program evaluation. You must rely on effective use of numbers for the recommendations and how you can show clients the impact of your work. So I'll go over the 10 N's: niche, network, need, nurture, nudge, novelty, navigability, narrative, nuance, and numbers. So just to recap tonight, we started from talking about transitioning to education consulting. Why should you go into education consulting? Then from there, we're able to move into ideal time to transition and how to go about it. And finally, we rounded off with the 10 N's for you to get started. So thank you so much for coming tonight. Please, let's keep the questions coming. I can see some questions are there already before we sign out tonight. Yeah. So I'm going to be reading through our questions. No, I can't share the presentation slides. No. This is a free webinar, which we pay for as an organization to have you come here. So we don't share our slides. This is a free webinar, totally free webinar, and we will not do that. That is injustice. That is unfairness to us as an organization. The worst case scenario, pay for the ebook, which is just 5,000 naira. The account details has been shared there. Pay, send your email address, yes, and then you will get it sorted. So any other question, it may be between education consulting, it may be questioning anything, you have the next 5 minutes to ask any question that you have. You may raise up your hand, or you may decide to use the chat. So for all the people that have paid for the ebooks, don't worry, they'll be delivered to you tonight before the end of the day. For those signing up for the course, especially the course and the coaching and mentoring, please slide into any of the admins inbox, slide into my inbox or any of the admins, and be sure that we'll be able to reach you. Pay your installments, and then that will be it. Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's get into the questions. Now, the good thing is that some of us are asking paid assignment questions in this free webinar. So how can one write a good business plan for clients? Very simple. Attend the ECCP level 2. Lucy will tell you how to write good business plan for clients is there. So that is the inner carcass question. But basically, it's not about, I'm just going to share one tip, just one tip. Just ask the clients the right kind of questions, because you can never write a good business plan if it is not based on the client's needs. So that's that, Olusegun. Blessing says, please, can I transit from being a classroom teacher to an educational administrative consultant? Yes, why not if not? Blessing, the question I would like to ask you is that, how many years have you worked in the sector, and what's the requisite qualification that you have right now? So can you quickly answer that? Can you quickly answer that? Don't worry, those of you sliding into my DMs, I'm seeing it. Just keep it coming. I'm still attending to the whole class so that they will not say, ah, she organized free webinar, she did not even attend to us, so I'm attending to you, and they will be wrapping up. So, Blessing, what are the certifications you have? What are the requisite certifications you have? How many years have you worked in the sector? You know, so why not if not? You can definitely, if you have what it takes to actually solve. So what is most important, like I tell people, is that your ability to be able to solve problems for people, in even to be able to even diagnose the problem correctly, because you can, that's why a doctor can never administer drugs to you when they have not asked you questions. True or true? Almost all of us have been to the hospital before at one time or the other. Yeah, you can't get to the hospital and then you tell the doctor, this is the drug I want you to prescribe. They won't do it. So just liking your being an education consultant to being a doctor in the education sector. I mean, like a medical doctor in the education sector, where you diagnose. So, because they'll be asking you all sorts of questions. Sometimes they even ask, as your mother has this disease before, as your father, and you're like, is it not me that I came to the hospital? Waiting concern my father and my mother in all of this thing. Right? So, I mean, that's to tell you how much the medical doctors will want to search into your history to be able to diagnose properly. So Blessing says, I currently have masters. What are we talking about? In fact, the minimum, very good, the minimum qualification you need to actually stand in as a full-time consultant. Now, mark my word, full-time consultant is to have a master's degree. And so Blessing, you already have a master's degree in educational management. Why not if not? Because when you are at the point of registering your education consulting firm, yeah, which is also what I help a lot of my mentees to do. I have a lawyer, I have tax consultants. So all those areas, you will sort them out in a tip of fingers. I mean, these are people that have worked with me for the longest time. So because when you're about to register your education consultancy business, they will ask for your master's certificate. Yeah. And guess what? The secondary school is a very, very, very green area for you to be able to do exploits as an education consultant. Then it says, what are the procedures for becoming an educational administrative consultant? What are the things to be in place apart from having a master's degree? So number one, having this certification where you learn the ropes of consulting, because consulting is a craft. It's just like, you know, that apprenticeship model Aderonke had shared with you, Lucy had shared with you. It's a craft. So you actually need somebody that has been there, know the ropes, to be able to hold your hands through, to be able to do what is expected of you. Now, you also need to be able to display your efficiency in educational administration, because this is already a niche that you have built for yourself. And what that implies is that most schools will be calling upon you when they have administrative challenges across their entire school chain or across the entire classes and levels that are present. So I hope you get that. So, I mean, those are the two things you need to really, 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 really look into And like we said, you prepare before you get there. Hey, these people are ready to finish me with questions today. How can I manage fear of salary certainty to consulting uncertainties? So, like I said, you don't jump out. I keep saying this, don't jump out. And that is why you need to sign up for the program such that we can walk through the process with you. We carry out some diagnosis, we answer a lot of your questions. In fact, by the time you start doing that the course, you are then able to get a lot of insight. Now, I'm going to give you my own story of how I transitioned from being an a school leader. I led 2 schools before I became an education consultant. So there is something called exit strategy, which I always advise that you must have at least 5 to 6 years to effectively plan before you fully transition. I started consulting in 2012, but I did not transition into a full-time consultant until 2018. Now, the reason being that a lot of people did not even know I was still working full-time, heading a school. Why? I'd already started building my visibility online. A lot of people, when they don't go for some conferences, they are waiting for my write-up. Go and search my name. Just go and Google my name, Dr. Toyin Sam Memeheli. I give you the permission. Google. And then you will see all the things you will see there. Yeah. Just go and Google my name. And I started building, and then I'd made sure that I wrote my first book before I transitioned. And guess what? By the time I was transitioning, I resigned July 2018. By September that same year, I got my first major consulting gig. Yeah, thank you. I'm seeing your messages. Somebody just messaged me now that you want to enroll. I'll answer you. I got my first coaching gig. Guess how I got that consulting assignment. It was a fellow undergraduate student of mine way back in the university. She studied chemistry education while I studied biology education. And she's been following my work for like 2-3 years. I did not even know, we had lost touch and everything. And she called me just at about the time I was resigning and said, Toyin, please, I need your help in my school. Like, if you see this lady when we were in school, she was so unassuming. You know those people that used to wear patterns. She just dressed anyhow. Meanwhile, she married someone that had now become like a top manager in MTN. By the time I visited her school, hey, God of mercy. Like, my jaw literally dropped. The school was a masterpiece. Like, thank God I visited that school before I sent her the invoice, because I would have cheated myself. And the bill I gave her for every time I visit was exactly the same amount I would earn for a whole month working as a school head of school. I'm telling you the fact. And she was paying me with all joys, with all happiness. So imagine, okay, type in the comments, how do you think I was doing the job? Like, all the energy in this life. She was even paying for my transport. There's a Jeep that will come and pick me, that will come and drop me. So it was during the holiday period, August that year. So I'll pack my children, we'll go to the school together, they will play and everything. I'll do all my work. She will buy us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll come back with my children in the evening. And for every trip that I linked to her school, I was earning the exact amount I was earning for an entire month. So the 3 trips, I could have decided not to work for the next 3 months. But that was not what happened, though. Of course, I still put in the work. Yeah. So, okay, Ms. Oluwafumlayo said exactly. Like, in fact, for 2-3 years, she was still telling me that the staff that I recruited for her were the long-staying staff and the most productive staff way back then. Yeah. So I think at this point, we've done justice to tonight's conversation. I usually don't like my sessions to be too long, but I needed to answer all our questions. So I have our administrator on the call, Deborah. I saw your emoji. Please close us out as we end tonight's meeting. And yeah, the good thing also is that okay, Bukola is still here. Okay, Bukola and Deborah is here. Okay. Deborah, so close us out. And the good thing is that please let's keep the conversation going on the chat. The recording of this session is also going to be shared on Monday because I mean the entire team have to rest. We've been working tirelessly. I have 5 of my team members on the call. Thank you, Blessing, for joining in. Thank you, Adirun Care, for doing a fantastic work. Thank you, Deborah, for being on the call, and thank you, Bukola. These are ladies that work tirelessly day and night. If you see anything that you think Dr. Tony has become, there's no Dr. Tony without these amazing women. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming into our lives. The group will be locked later tonight so that we can maintain decorum and attend fully to the paid participants. Because yes, we have promised to do the free webinar and we have delivered. So we need to focus on the people that are paid for value, and we are unapologetic about that. Thank you so much for everyone for coming tonight. And thank you so much for all the people that have been paying for the ebooks and receiving the alerts. We'll attend to you tonight. Be sure we'll do that. Okay, Deborah, are you on the call? Can you unmute?
Yes, I am. Good
Okay, so
evening,
over
Ma.
to
Good
you.
evening,
Close
everyone.
us out. Yeah.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Twain. This was very impactful, and I know everyone also had learned one or two, definitely. And I know most of us will be signing up for the course by God's grace. Provision is going to come, trust me. Okay, so we'll be signing out of the meeting now. I trust we've learned a lot, and I want to believe we're going to be using few of all this, all what we've learned. We're going to start applying it in our day-to-day activities, and I believe we'll be thinking towards everything Dr. Tony had said and every of the testifiers have said. So at this note, I'll be bringing the meeting to a close by saying good night, everyone. Would love to see you anytime
Yes.
soon. Yes,
So
we'd love to see you
yes,
in
you
our
can unmute your
invite.
mic. Say good night. Yeah. You
Yes,
can unmute
good
your
night.
mic and say good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
ma'am.
Good night, everyone.